Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Gaming Fool, and today we're going to be doing the Ultimate Pokédex completion. And the Pokemon that we're going to be discussing today is Pokemon 430, Honcrow. So, looking at Honcrow on Smogon, I just wanted to talk about something that I was a bit disappointed about. The whole thing with Sword and Shield not having all of the different types of moves. This was actually the set that I originally wanted to choose for Honcrow. I just thought it'd be really cool to be able to use Dark Z and whatnot, so it doesn't look like I'll be able to run this set anymore. Because obviously Dark Z moves aren't a thing anymore because Z moves don't exist. So a lot of the Pokemon that I made previously that use Z moves or megas, I have to go back and completely rebreed, which is like a little bit frustrating, but it is what it is. My Pokemon may end up being in Sun and Moon anyway, so we'll have to see. But anyway, Honcrow's base stats, he's got some pretty sweet attack power. He's got a pretty good HP bar. Terrible defense, terrible special defense, and pretty mediocre speed, especially for being as hard hitting as he is. Looks like Sucker Punch will for sure be one of his best moves. So the set that I'll be running with my Honcrow today for this episode will be Life Orb Adamant, 252 speed, 252 attack, so we'll just completely max out that attack so I can get as hard as the Sucker Punch. Pursuit, so that way in case you try to predict my switches, or you predict my Sucker Punch, I'll be able to easily access that. Brave Bird for obviously for a powerful stab, and Superpower just to hit those off typings. But I may end up not using Superpower here, use Pursuit up here, and then go for the Roost, just so that way I can increase the longevity of my Murkrow. Just because I think personally that Roost Sucker Punch, Pursuit will be pretty decent. It'll make my Murkrow pretty unpredictable. Um, Also looking at some of his other moves, notable moves. I couldn't really tell any. Maybe Perish Song, um, which I didn't even know that he could learn that. Nasty Plot, Dark Pulse, or I'm sorry, not Dark Pulse, but just the Nasty Plot. I don't know how good his special is, or if he can run a special attack. Let's see. Oh, his base special attack isn't that bad neither, 105. So he could do a pretty decent nasty plotting as long as he's got speed support, like a lot of paralyzers and speed drops on the team. So I've already taken the liberty of adding my Pokemon to the daycare. I have an Adamant Prankster Murkrow inside of my box with my Ditto. And then on top of that, it already had Brave Bird, so I didn't have to do the egg moves on this part because my friend Matt Nimitz, who traded me this Murkrow, already had it. It was mostly bred right, it just didn't have perfect attack. So I'm just finishing up the breeding on this one, so this one should be a really quick one. I may actually even be able to get these in the first 6 eggs, so that will be pretty helpful. Also, something else that I wanted to mention that I didn't get to talk about in because it wasn't a part of my videos, but when I was playing on my personal time, I bred because I noticed in my Pokebank that I actually skipped a Pokemon 137 Porygon. I can't believe I didn't even notice it, but once I bred or once I realized that I didn't breed it, I went back and bred it inside of a Dream Ball, and I just so happened to get it perfect shiny. The only thing that wasn't perfect was its HP, but it was perfect enough for it to remain in Little Cup, which is exactly what I was using it for. Even if I wanted to use it in a regular competitive battle, all I would have had to do was just give it a silver bottle cap, and it would have had perfect HP. And then not only just that, right after the very next Pokemon that I bred after him was uh, Heracross, and then Heracross actually turned out to be shiny as well. However, I wasn't quite as lucky with Heracross as I was with Porygon because Heracross didn't have perfect ability. He didn't have Moxie, so I had to give him Guts, and so that was kind of unfortunate. And it looks like I already have one of my eggs hatching. But yeah, so I got 2 shiny Pokemon back to back. I was pretty excited about that. And I just wanted to make sure that I had better Pokemon. I couldn't use the Heracross for Mega, but it doesn't even matter because Heracross can't even be used for Mega anyway. So it'll just work out with the Guts Heracross that I have, and that's even if Heracross makes the cut into Sword and Shield. So I got all 6 of my Pokemon. I'm just gonna hatch them real quick, and then we'll be able to see if I made it on the top 6, which I'm more than likely sure that I will for this specific batch. Not that I'm bragging like about my luck or anything, just the odds are pretty favorable for my side. And yeah, so wish me luck for my Murkrows. For one of them to have Prankster and good enough stats for shiny. It'd be awesome if I got a shiny Murkrow. I'd be pretty excited about that. Oh, I don't even know why I took that egg. Well, that'll come in handy. Wasn't really paying attention to what I was doing. All I should be doing is focusing on hatching these eggs. This is the process where normally you guys just see me skip through it. Some people think that I make these videos look really fast, and I'm like, no, you don't really see all how long it really takes. All of the me having to beg around and look for certain Pokemon, and also me having to find the right egg moves and whatnot. Although this Pokemon I did get lucky with, so thanks to my friend Matt. But other than that, it's normally pretty hard. Okay. I actually have a Murkrow already from my previous ones. I believe I named him Kun Lao from Mortal Kombat, just 'cause like of his little hat. All right, so let's see. I've got one more egg. Well, there's a lot of girls in that batch. Oh, and wow, it was already ready to go. That was fast. And there's 6 Murkrow. All right, so here's the moment of truth. My 6 eggs. Pretty good, pretty good. Outstanding potential. Ooh, this one right here is pretty damn solid. Yeah, I think I'll keep this one. Yes! It's got Prankster, it's Adamant, Brave Bird, everything that I need to make this Pokemon completely perfect. So, this Murkrow is my baby. It looks like I've got 2 breed checks. So I'll probably just keep these as well. Give these out as trades. Hell, some people could even use these Pokemon. Help out other people. It's a boy and a girl. These 2 guys didn't make the cut at all. Have to get erased. Alright. And there we have it. Eventually you guys are going to see these Pokemon be trained. I know that all in these videos you just see is get me this Pokemon in perfect and then I don't really equip it or teach it anything. So in my next, not my next video, but once I finish with the whole 30-page of Pokemon, I do EV train them all at the same time, just because it would be kind of a waste of time if I went after every single Pokemon and EV trained it. I've been doing this for a long time, and this is actually one of the ways that I found that cuts a lot of time. I usually EV train one Pokemon to one stat. Now that we have the Pokepelagio, and then on that last stat, I leave them inside of my Sun and Moon daycares, so that way they can just finish EV training themselves. Then I get them up to level 50, and then I usually pretty much don't touch them. Um, I don't ever really play through Pokemon stories too often, only just to beat the games as quickly as possible. Um, and that's just my method of EV training the Pokemon, just to cut as much time as I possibly can, especially with those little cups. They're they're tough. The little cup Pokemon are tough to EV train, and a lot of people don't like playing little cup because of how hard it is just to make little cup Pokemon, but I think it's really fun. But anyway, that's gonna wrap up today's video, and we'll be talking about. I'm actually not sure what Pokemon we'll be talking about on the next video, but we'll be covering the next Pokemon Ultimate Dex. We're about halfway done with these 30 Pokemon, so pretty soon we'll be having an EV training day, and I'll be showing you guys how I do that. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time on the Gaming Fool.